Today I'm going to speak about intermittent fasting or IF. What is intermittent fasting? Is it safe to do? Why are so many celebrities and models and fitness influencers endorsing it? Why is everyone doing intermittent fasting? What are the types of intermittent fasting? Who can do intermittent fasting and who cannot do? And what probably is the right kind of fasting that you can do? Intermittent fasting doesn't tell you what you have to eat. It just tells you when you have to eat. There are cycles between the time that you eat, that is your eating window, and the time that you do not eat, that is the time that you're fasting. The most common ratio is 16 to 8. When 16 hours you're fasting and 8 hours is your eating window when you can have proper meals. Some also modify this into 14 is to 10 ratio or 12 is to 12 ratio, which we are all supposed to do. Like you eat your dinner at 8 o'clock and then you have your breakfast directly in the morning at 8 o'clock and you have nothing in between. That is the time when you're even sleeping. So you don't realize that you're doing intermittent fasting while you're sleeping. Most people would prefer skipping the breakfast because there is this morning rush and everyone is in a hurry. So it's easier to skip the breakfast and have an earlier lunch or a brunch. Whereas some others would prefer skipping the dinner. That is, they have a earlier dinner, say by 7 o'clock or before 7 o'clock, and then the next thing that they have is directly their breakfast in the morning. And this is completely dependent upon your schedule, your lifestyle, your choices, and how socially active you are, how you feel in the morning. Like some just don't want to skip their breakfast, whereas some are pretty cool skipping their breakfast. So this completely depends from person to person. The most important point, how does it help in fat loss? Well, if all of us are doing, there should be some benefit to it, isn't it? Okay, now that you have a specific eating window and you are not eating as often and grazing on food all the time, so the amount of calories that you consume is far lesser than what you would have eaten if you were eating throughout the day. So this reduced calorie intake promotes fat loss. Fasting improves your insulin sensitivity. The cells can utilize glucose better. If not, then this excess glucose would have been stored as fat. So it helps to remove these reserves from your body and to utilize them for energy. It also helps in increasing the amount of HGH, that is human growth hormone, which is very much essential for your body. It promotes autophagy, that is clearing of the cell debris and the old and degenerated cells, the tumor cells or the cancer cells. So it is beneficial in many ways. It also helps in cell regeneration or the production of new cells in your body. It improves your metabolism and it also has anti-aging benefits. The best thing about fasting is that it is flexible and you don't have to prepare specific type of food. It's just that your eating window you need to be careful about, and you have to eat a balanced diet. Please do not think that you can eat anything during your eating window and end up eating junk food. 6 main types of fasting. The first one is the time restricted eating. That is your 16 is to 8 or 14 is to 10 or 12 is to 12 based on what suits you the best. The second type is twice a week. That is, you eat your complete meals for 5 days in a week. That is your breakfast, lunch, dinner. And on 2 days, you restrict the amount of calories that you eat. Say you eat a meal that is just 500 or 600 calories. The third type is the alternate day fasting. That is especially for people who are morbidly obese, okay, not for those who just want a few kgs of weight loss. So in this case, you eat on one day and you fast the next day, and again you eat the day after. So that's how you proceed with your week. The fourth type is the 24 to 36 hours fasting, which is an extended fast which you need not do very often. Perhaps you can do this once a month or so based on your need. The fifth one is a spontaneous fast. I think this is kind of fun. The day you don't like something that is prepared at home, you can decide to skip the meal that day. I guess this is a little convenient more than fast. The sixth type is the warrior diet, or it is also known as OMAD, that is one meal a day. That is, you fast throughout the day and you have a proper large dinner. So based on your schedule and how your day looks like, you can decide what suits you the best. Now the most important part, who should not do intermittent fasting? The ones who are anorexic, that is their BMI is far below normal. The ones who are in their growth age, for example kids or adolescent who are who need a lot of energy for their growth and maintenance and their development. For pregnant women, for lactating women, for elderly or who are sick or suffering from a medical condition, or anybody who has a particular medical condition that does not allow them to do intermittent fasting. If you suffer from constant headaches, giddiness, or uneasiness, or you're all the time thinking when you're going to break your fast and have your meal, then this is definitely not for you. It should make you feel comfortable, it should be sustainable, you should feel light, and you should feel like following it. But in case you aren't feeling that ways and you are feeling as if you're doing some injustice to yourself, then please do not do intermittent fasting. Now, if you have any doubts on intermittent fasting, please let me know in the comments below. I hope this was useful.